welcome back from the break, everybody. That was a great show to kick things off, as always. Boys never disappoint. And the girl, sorry. So,
good to get into this.
Gotta cover it, Hex, gotta cover it. So, Overwatch, this is it. We're live.
Yeah, it's been a bit. We took a couple weeks off, but we're back bringing you some Overwatch action. We got Atlanta versus Valiant today. Despite what the standings say, I actually think this is going to be a really good match. If you're a Los Angeles fan, there is hope. I agree with Sideshow. This might be Valiant's best chance to win.
Exactly. And, speaking of Zoe, going a bit hard on him, just, putting a little bit of a sting in it. But, in terms of results going into this stage and in the previous one, it's looking a bit grim.
I mean, she went hard, but it was still the Swiss neutral card right there. Just abstain from having an opinion if you don't have anything nice to say. Here you got the season standings right there, and you're going to look at the right side of your screen. Sadly, for both of these squads, Valiant all the way at the bottom. Big old goose egg on the board, trying to turn that into a 1 at the very least. Reign started out really strong, but they've been struggling in their last couple. But a couple of wins, if you look at their map differential, pretty decent. A couple of wins gets them on the left side of the board at least.
Yeah, indeed, that's the thing. They aren't too far behind. It's not slipped too far out of their grasp. But in order for there to be positive progress here, they need to go up against these guys and win. Right. So this is so far the stage 2 schedule for the Los Angeles Valiant.
Yeah, right. Now, I said the Reign might be a good chance at a win today. They have the Battle of LA later this week. It's our last game on Sunday, actually. That's always close. Throw the records out. You always do things like that in rivalries. Then they have the Justice, another very winnable, so they can start turning it around. But they have to, because at a certain point, it's not just about stage standings. This is season standings. You're getting close to mathematically eliminating yourself if you don't really start making some progress in stage 2.
Yeah, if you don't start stepping it up, we are nearing it. I mean, when you start getting into stage 2, that is when it starts to dawn on you. You think, oh, it's middle of the league, we have plenty of time. Nah, not so much, but here's Atlanta.
And for Atlanta, the next 2 are really important matches for them. They're games that they should win, because after that, they've got Excelsior, a charge team that you can't really predict, and then they have Excelsior again. So, the pessimist in me would say you already have 2 losses on this schedule because no one's beating New York lately. But you have to beat the Valiant, you have to beat the Justice, you have to beat teams you're supposed to beat.
Exactly right. It's about building up that confidence while they are still trying to figure out exactly how things are working for them. We're looking a little shifty going into these matches, but it is now time to welcome our first team to the stage, the Los Angeles Valiant.
There's Brady first out of the tunnel. You may know him as Agility, still in the lineup. The DPS for this squad needs to make some major improvements going forward. It's been a little bit lackluster for them. Towards the end, there's Custa. He is out of the Custa News Network jail. He is in it. A slightly revamped Valiant roster, although I still expect before this stage is over, or at least before stage 3, that you will see more drastic changes to the roster, because when you're 0-8, you got to do something.
This is just me, or is Custa looking a little buffer? Like that time on the bench, he hasn't been wasting it, Hex.
Yeah, he's been on the bench press.
There
what
you go,
he's been
buddy.
doing. He's been lifting that bench for him. Izyaki's been a standout player for them. Space and Fate, last year talked about as some of the best tanks in the world. Always in that conversation as top 3 tank line, have been less impressive. Valiant can win if they just cut down mistakes.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and bring their opponents out onto the stage, the Atlanta Reign. There we have it, making the entrance. Get a little chilly in here at times. Hex, I get it, the long sleeves. I want to just wear a couple of layers.
This is another team trying a soft reboot after the retirement of Defran. Between stage 1 and stage 2, they've tried variations on this lineup. Kodak had been playing for them. I believe today we'll see Dogman back in the lineup. Of course, Daco is where in the world is Daco here? We've asked, there's been no comment from the organization about it, but FRD's been stepping in for his place, so they're trying to make it work, but essentially they've got a bunch of new pieces on this team trying to gel together.
I was trying to figure it out, and if they are going to settle in or not, FRD there. He was the one with the layers, just pointing it out. Good picture, though, like the smile. But, the Reign, it's a bit tough. They're caught in the woods right now. They're trying to figure out a way out of it right now, and the Valiants are going to be standing in their way, so it's a question of whether they can get the job done today or not. There you have it, the man in question, FRD.
He's standing in for Daco, and it's a little surprising because we all thought Daco was a bright spot of this team. He played very well, and of course his old tank buddy and Pokepo, who played together in the minor leagues. It's kind of a strange, breaking them up, if you will. Daco's been able to eat Gravitons, and I thought he was one of the better players in this team. I think with Daco out of the lineup, you're going to see what effort he can do, but I think it's really up to kind of the guys who've been on the roster since the beginning. Your Ersters and your Massas, who had big games early in stage 1, but have so far just been playing adequately.
Exactly. You need more than that if you're going to start reaching into the playoff standings. And here it is, the comparison between Daco and FRD.
Yeah, so Daco wasn't lighting the world on fire, but he was doing his job a lot. And the hero damage, definitely FRD is in there in a small sample size. So The eye test makes us all think that Dako was playing very, very well, but when you have the data inside an organization and just maybe the player's not fitting in well, then you make this change, and maybe FRD can step into this.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our map set here, Hex. The battle is going to take place on, presented by Toyota. Going to be kicking it off on Lijiang.
My favorite map in all of Overwatch. If we could just get an option in the game where I could only play Tracer on Lijiang Tower, that's all I would ever do.
Yes.
I love the map. We're going to see a lot of new maps as we enter in Stage 2. Not a whole lot of history for these teams on these specific maps, but these are good ones. And hopefully I get my wish and we get some Tracer right out the gates here.
Yeah, refreshing to get a bit of a change here going into Stage 2. Obviously, new maps in play. So we'll get to see what these teams are capable of. You can be sure that they haven't been wasting any time in terms of getting prepared. A little bit of a pause here to kick things off. But apparently we have an audio issue. Those usually go pretty quick, though. Shouldn't be the end of the world. We got a stellar admin team here on site.
Yeah, sometimes computers break.
Yeah, just that. Sometimes your shoelaces come untied when you're running, you know? It's a terrible thing.
Do you have a story you want to tell us?
Oh, no, never that. No, I have like bike stories where, hey, car doors just happen to open magically in front of you.
You also strike me as the person who, outside of work, you just don't wear shoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you seem like a very barefoot kind of person.
I thought we were in like baseball teams right now, coming out, both of them, FRD, Agilities, both chewing away on chewing gum. I was like, wait, hold on, are they going to throw a ball around?
Let's get a spitter up there. All right, we've got Valiant, we've got Atlanta, we're opening on Lijiang Tower, and so far the compositions look like something that you're used to seeing. 3 supports, 3 tanks. Gonna clash heads here. Some teams have chose to run a little Pharah here, a little DPS, but just teams going for tried and true at the moment.
We're going for simple, right? In terms of execution, not gonna be so much about the individual plays here. It's gonna be much more about getting coordinated together with the ultimates that they will be charging, keeping an eye on the percentages at the top of the screen. Those are when the ults will kick into it. Kills going back and forth right now, but the point's about to get unlocked, and it's looking like the Valiant will take the lead.
A couple of enormous kills early. Fate's aggressive jump in, gets them all chipped down, and then the cleanup is there. Both these Zens put in a lot of work on that first fight. The biggest discrepancy right now is KSF versus Babybay. 33% towards grabs, 76 from KSF.
Yeah, that's bonkers. There's the damage done already, pretty much 3 times as much. I mean, KSF, he's had the opportunity. But then, hey, when things are going your way, you got your big beefy tanks, hey, they're still alive, you're pushing forward.
Luckily for Atlanta, Dogman did a lot of work in that very first engagement, so they all have Transcendence, which is the pretty hard counter to a Graviton.
Exactly right. They will be able to cancel it out. Rain just need to play patient now. Take some time, farm up these ults, start getting the tools necessary to take a fight and win it here versus the Valiant. Valiant just looking to try not to make a mistake. Don't overstep. But here's the grab to kick things off. KSF trying to melt them. Not going to happen. The trance was used, but we will still get a couple of kills out of it here for the Valiant.
Trance was used. A couple of people on the periphery. A nice move there late on from Custa. Get it in, and that is a full-on team kill. Good fight win. And the good thing for Los Angeles, 1 ultimate used. Early in the season, the Valiant would throw everything at the wall and still not win fights. That one, a single ultimate wins them a fight. It also gives them a chance to move Fate over to Reinhardt here.
This is a confidence-building start to the series, at least as far as them. We haven't quite finished the first point, but they are looking like a solid team so far in this match. And the Valiant, with everything on the line, they need to get a W at this point. 0-8 right now in terms of standings. They're still looking for their first win.
The counter swing to that is Atlanta's an emotional team. If they get blown out here, it doesn't go well for the rest of the series. They have Grab online ready to go. Babybay, not great grabs last match he played.
Yeah, exactly. Still trying to find that comfort zone, but he gets it done this time. Not going to be eaten. It's going to be fine. Trance is up, however. So that will get canceled out. Custa's got the sound barrier as well. If this fight keeps going, and yep, sure enough, he's going to use it. Decides to get his teammates boosted up on the HP.
Puckett so low, he got back. Gets healed up right there, though. Now another counter grab.
We lose Fate, but we've lost Babybay for the raid. Without that damage and the bubbles to help to buff up his teammates, it's not going to be enough here for the raid. They will get cleaned up again. Pretty sure it's only Masa who's going to be here to contest, but he gets slammed instantly. And that's going to be it. The Valiant will take the lead on the first map of this series. 1 point to their name.
Control maps are so in favor to the team that wins the first fight. And very rarely are Overwatch matches this easy to break down, but it's essentially the Valiant got 2 Gravitons, Atlanta got 1. The Valiant were able to capitalize on their Gravitons, Atlanta was not. That's it. KSF charged faster, and that's just the momentum building that they need right there.
He's doing solid work, KSF. Man, just keeping ahead in terms of damage dealt, 5,000 to 2,000 compared to Babybay. That's a pretty big gap. Babybay looking to still get comfortable here, perhaps.
It's always going to look bad when it's that one-sided, but it's 76 average energy for KSF and only 31% for Babybay. Now, hopefully those will even out if you're an Atlanta fan throughout the rest of the map, because that was just completely one-sided, so those numbers are going to bear it out. Now,
you're not hoping.
As we move into night market here, both teams are going to run a Reinhardt variation of the 3 tank, 3 support composition. This is as standard could be. You want the Reinhardt here, because once you win a fight, you can just hold at the other team's door. That shield places perfectly right there.
Exactly. Nice aggression coming out here from the Rain, though, looking to see if they can overwhelm the Valiant early on. Valiant, though, are going to get topped up again, it looks like, so Fate has to be careful, can't overextend. Rain doing a good job of just backing off onto the point. It's about to unlock as well, and so the Valiant decide now's the time to go. KSF fully charged, going to be doing a lot of damage now.
It's also doing a lot of shield breaking too. Once that beam gets way up there, you can just focus on the Rhine shield, and it forces him to back out. You don't want to be caught in a situation where you have no health left on the shields, and without really a fight, the Valiant capture first point, and now it's just cleanup time. Again, Dogman was a standout, did enough work to get his Transcendence up. The other side, Izayaki did, of course, as well. But 20% ahead now, KSF on Graviton.
KSF is a monster right now.
He's looking good, and it's been one of the questions about the Valiant. Do they have the DPS pool to really play right now with the big boys in the league? But KSF is putting on a good Zarya game.
Oh, he's looking very confident right now, and once you have that advantage with the energy, there's just too much pressure. Rain keeps having to back off because they've got no shield to hide behind. So now the Rain, once again, similar position to the first point of this best of 3. They got to find a way in. Rally going to get used here. Erster, it's not his, that's for sure. Fate, but the monster shatter. Agilities plays off it. Pokefo's out, Dogman as well. And well, it's going to be a cleanup here. The Valiant deciding to go ahead and commit a few ultimates to that fight.
Both the shatters came on. I thought Fate might even got bashed during that shatter, but no one really hit the ground during that one. But that's an exchange you take every day of the week and twice on Sundays if you're the Valiant. You just won a fight, didn't really even have to kill anybody. Now they're at 60%. They're about 2 fights away from taking this map 1.
And they have the tools necessary because they have the grab, and Space has got the self-destruct. Yeah. There's the grab thrown in from Baby Bay. Sound barrier is up from Custa, hoping to cancel out the damage. Self-destruct over the top from Space, looking for kills. Not quite going to find it, but Fate pins Baby Bay.
Yeah, charge was a little bit too late. Could have gotten more out of the self-destruct, but you'll take the Zarya kill any day of the week. Fate dies again. He's the only one who's died on the side of the Valiant 3 times. But so far, his aggro play has opened things up enough that you're okay with the deaths.
You open, I mean, if you show yourself to KSF even for an instant, you saw it there, you get melted. There's so much pressure on the board here from KSF. Izayaki trying to back off and keep his team up. And so far, it's looking good. He can afford to take a few risks because he's still got that extra armor that's buffing his HP.
Now it's do or die time for Atlanta. They have to get on the point, 99%. We're in overtime. That's a nice opening kill from Erster.
Yeah, losing the CC, losing the AoE healing. And this might actually be it. A 1 fight for the Rain. Izayaki going to get pinned, and that is going to be it. The Rain at the very end will succeed in flipping the point, keeping their hopes alive here on this first map.
The man of the match so far has been KSM for the Los Angeles Valiant. He's got his ultimate online yet again. So now it's all about execution. Dogman has Transcendence. Again, that's the ballet you often see. Graviton comes in, Transcendence must come in to heal everyone up. Now, can you separate them? Can you put a shield in there? Can you block line of sight with a Zarya shield to make sure someone's not getting healed and you can isolate them? Valiant did a good job in our first map of doing just that. See if they can get it again, but now they're waiting long enough that Baby Bay should have a counter grab.
Yeah, he's farming it up pretty quick. Masa finds Fate as well. Looks like he got cut off from the rest of his team for an instant, and that's all it took. So, Valiant giving ground. KSF needs to survive. He's up at 100 energy. And he will do that, so they're going to go ahead and buy a little bit of time here, wait for Fate to stomp his way back into the fight.
Fate's deaths were much more excusable on the first map, and then the opening, he was the only one I mentioned who had died for the Valiant, but that one did not create any opportunities for them. It's an interesting style that Fate's playing, super aggro and letting himself die so his team can clean up. Here's the combo.
Oh man, just wombo combo everywhere. There's the boom from FRD! 3 kills, perfect self-destruct. Splitting them off from the rest and just picking them off with a nuclear bomb.
Now, silver lining, if you're a fan of the green and gold, though, is that KSF was holding on to his Graviton. They will still have it for the next fight. So what you just saw there is the classic combination in Overwatch. Graviton Surge, self-destruct, dislocate the shield, put people in harm's way. Atlanta pulled it off very well. Los Angeles Valiant are going to have to try to execute as well.
That was a little scary there for FRD, but some good support coming in. Managing to keep him up, but you're right, the combo is possible. Space going to be a little bit on the spot, considering there was a 3K last time.
Whoever wins this fight wins this stage, or wins this point of the map.
This was good timing for the rally as well. 90%, they can't really afford to reset this fight. The Valiant have to kind of take it now, and they're all buffed up on right side, but there it is, clever play with the grab. Self-destruct, point blank, Poke goes up, and that's a big one. No shields left to hide behind here for the Rain. They need to get some kills, but KSF melts Baby Bay. This could be it, the Valiant. That very end, 99 to 99, and the Valiant, they're gonna flip it, and they will pick up the first map of this series.
There's been a lot of criticism about Fate in particular, but right there he finds the perfect charge to open up the self-destruct combination, then turns around, hits a shatter, cleans it up for his team, and the Valiant look reborn.
Glad to see that it's going so well for him here in front of the home crowd. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we'll have map 2 of the series.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
But that one did not create any opportunities for them. It's an interesting style that Fate's playing, super aggro and letting himself die so his team can clean up. Here's the combo.
Oh man, just wombo combo everywhere. There's the boom from FRD! 3 kills, perfect self-destruct. Splitting them off from the rest and just picking them off with a nuclear bomb.
Silver lining, if you're a fan of the green and gold, though, is that KSF was holding on to his Graviton. They will still have it for the next fight. So what you just saw there is the classic combination in Overwatch. Graviton Surge, self-destruct, dislocate the shield, put people in harm's way. Atlanta pulled it off very well. Los Angeles Valiant are going to have to try to execute as well.
That was a little scary there for FRD, but some good support coming in. Managing to keep him up, but you're right, the combo is possible. Space going to be a little bit on the spot, considering there was a 3K last time.
Whoever wins this fight wins this stage, or wins this point of the map.
This was good timing for the rally as well. 90%, they can't really afford to reset this fight. The Valiant have to kind of take it now, and they're all buffed up on right side, but there it is, clever play with the grab. Self-destruct, point blank, Poke goes up, and that's a big one. No shields left to hide behind here for the Rain. They need to get some kills, but KSF melts Baby Bay. This could be it, the Valiant. That very end, 99 to 99, and the Valiant, they're gonna flip it, and they will pick up the first map of this series.
There's been a lot of criticism about Fate in particular, but right there he finds the perfect charge to open up the self-destruct combination.
And we're back. Los Angeles Valiant, Hex, I don't know. They
look good.
Nearly made a believer, but it's still only the first map of this series.
And like all the comments about them have been about, are their DPS good enough? Is KSF good enough? Didn't play very much for this team last year, barely at all, really. Is Fate still the right choice for this team? A lot of people are theorizing trades which involve Fate, but right there, he played like an idiot, and I mean that in the best way. If you're gonna play like an idiot and your team plays around you, it's fine for a main tank. All right, so case in point, Bumper. Bumper plays like an idiot, but his team plays around him, and it works out really well. The best teams in Overwatch are aggressive teams, and Fate was playing super aggro. Yeah, he died, but he opened up a lot of things, and then when he dies, everyone's focusing on it. They turn their back on KSF, and he just ghostbusters them down.
Yeah, no, it was brutal. The numbers at the end, I think they're like 4,000 damage difference between KSF and Baby Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're talking about your Zarya, your primary damage dealer, so important that they get the energy to just start melting. But we're going to move into the next map, and we'll see if this is the story of redemption here, perhaps, for the Rain. Can they bring it back? Paris, lovely Paris.
Paris has forced a whole lot of different compositions here. It is a very tight choke point on first. The last part is very wide open. It's kind of control on the next level. All the things that you like or dislike about control have been amplified on Paris. Super tight choke point on point 1, so you see some flankers just to pull some pressure off the point. You see defensive bunker comps, especially with the new hero Batiste. We'll see what each of these teams wants to run. And so far, Atlanta not really mixing things up. It looks like they just want to go a typical 3-3 here. They're going to run an Ana, they're going to run a Winston, a slight variation. But most teams have been running a Bastion and a Batiste and an Orisa here.
Glad to see the Valiant. Let's totally get the May Reaper Fate. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. And be sure, guys, get your All-Star tickets available at AXS.com/OWL. All-Stars happening at the end of the stage. You do not want to miss it if you're here in LA. Even if you're not here in LA, get over here to LA.
Yeah, flights are cheap. Just get on it. All right, so no bunker comp. The Valiant is going to run Hammond here, at least momentarily. Hammond will be a good thing to run against a bunker comp. Once they sniff out what the defense is running, they just go pretty standard here. They say if you don't want to switch things up, then neither do we. Let's just smash heads. Worked for us on Lijiang.
That was a spicy grenade from Dogman. Nailed 5 of them. He's already up to 36.
Yeah, Space out of suit.
That's great follow-up pressure there. Nice work on the Atlanta Reign to play off of that trap. I mean, he sets it, and another one hitting Izayaki and Custa. There's a chance here to take out the back line, and the Valiant gonna get snuffed.
Yeah, get themselves caught in a corner, and that is not where you want to be. That is a completely scuffed first push from the Valiant.
Perfect play there from Dogman. Didn't really talk too much of Dogman, on the first one. Glad to see that the man is back. Hopefully his horse is doing well.
He was doing fine, actually, on Zenyatta. He was getting his ults up rather quickly. I don't think he had a bad map at all on Lijiang Tower. So now Atlanta, on the back of winning that fight 6-0, in a great position with their ultimates.
Once again, nade goes through. Not quite going to connect, unfortunately, for Dog. But there is the Primal. Or not quite, yes. Purple, he's got it online, but he's just going to go for the boost for now, just forcing the Valiant to give ground. And FRD, in the meantime, snipes Izayaki.
There's really no need to dive any further, but he can get away with this pressure knowing that he's got the escape button, the eject button being that he's got Primal Rage here.
I mean, Fate gets melted down to half immediately, even despite the fact that he's got the Primal. And Custa gets smushed. Well, smushed by a mace, I guess.
That's an interesting Primal, would be the industry nomenclature to describe that one. And it's a little bit surprising that Fate...
Would it be an idiotic Primal?
No. And I do mean that in the nicest of way. I'm sure
I know.
I'm sure that everyone will include the context of that
I've
quote
played
as well.
ladder with you before.
I don't mean it nice then. Fate has actually used the Primal. This makes a lot of sense. He used it because he wanted to switch. They're going to need a Reinhardt here, so he's going to go on to the Reinhardt. They wanted to make changes, but already below 2 minutes, Seth.
Oh yeah, they are not getting through the door! There it is! Ooh, baby Bay sets the trap once again.
Oof.
Perfect.
Ouch, they used Transcendence there too. That's a little rough. Sometimes you gotta know when to fold them there, and I don't think they were gonna really get all that much out of it with even using Transcendence, but as I mentioned, we have 90 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
The Valiant have not stepped past that archway in the center of your screen.
So tough to find a way through, especially every time they go around the corner. There's something terrible waiting for them. But we will have the rally used to start things off here. Agility's trying to clear the path for his team, and perhaps they... Nope, never mind. The bouncer is here. You're not getting through the door. Pokepo there to just deny him completely. Thinking for a second, perhaps, that the Valiant might be able to do something about it, but that's just not going to be the case.
And perfect timing, too. He gets nanoed, he barely stays alive. Nice focus fire from the Valiant. They did commit the Graviton Surge to that and the Sound Barrier. Only a self-destruct remains for the Valiant as they finally make it past the first chokehold.
And then they just clean. There it is. First tick of progress halfway there. Reign trying to make their way back through, and yes, there's the Sound Barrier to kick things off in this fight. Reign still have the grab, and sure enough, KSF throws it through. Do they get the follow-up here at all? Instead, it's going to be kills coming in on the Valiant side. Urstra and Massa out of it. We lose agilities for the Valiant, however, and Fate did get pinged by a Bionade, so he's got to be careful.
This one might just be down to trying to stall out as much time as possible with only 2 members of the Atlanta Reign on points. But you got to give credit to Valiant there. I was a little bit hesitant about Izayaki's first Transcendence, but when you're crushing like he is in the damage, he got his second Transcendence up to be able to nullify that Graviton Surge, kept them alive. Izayaki's been a bright point all season for this Valiant squad and continues to be so. 4 minutes now on the clock as the Valiant will attempt to capture the second point of Paris.
KSF, once again, so quick at farming the grab. We'll have it online. We do have a few tools online here for the Valiant, so we need to keep an eye on that. KSF could be looking for it. Pillars to hide behind here if he wants. Trying to bait a response out, and it's just not going to happen. The Raid slam him. So Valiant right now, just need to take a breath. They got the job done in the first point. They're going to get a nice stagger here on Space. This will bleed valuable time off the clock.
Oh, this is tough. There's not even an
wow, there's the sleep.
They're trying to set up a charge to take him as far away without killing him. That'll do just fine. Space now finally gets to respawn with his team.
That's communication right there, or reactions. But to not break the sleep, why doesn't that ever happen?
Well, I mean,
the sleep, and then it's just instantly broken.
Yeah, it's easier when it's 6v1 and you're a professional player.
Teamwork, Hex?
Yeah,
comms? What?
Who would have thought?
What are you talking about?
All right, Valiant's on their way in, should be setting up a Graviton. KSF has won fights with them before. Their economy's in great shape. They should have all 6 ultimates online. On paper, this is a Valiant fight.
Could be. Without overstepping, though, KSF lobs in the grab. Where's the follow-up on it? Izayaki finds Dogman. That's a good start. counter grab comes through though from on the side of Baby Babe. Not gonna find the self-destruct kill this time, but that is 1 tick, 2 ticks of progress. And the Rain need to get on this point and start contesting, otherwise it's the Valiant getting the job done.
Beats just swinging away there. Now he's gonna take down a couple. Agility shows up in the kill feed. His Yaki continues to pound. A Sound Barrier comes out with only 4 on the field for Atlanta.
Not to this is just about buying time now, just trying to stagger this out a little bit.
That might be it.
And that might be it.
You only need a couple kills on defense. Your respawn is right there. Now they're gonna switch to Baptiste.
So, moving in. Yeah, KSF, just don't die. Maintain your energy for the next fight. Be patient about this. Space is just hoping he's going to be able to get a fresh mech here at some point. But the Rain looking like a better team here on Paris.
They did give up 2 ticks of progress. 66% of that will stay on the board. But this is a really nice late engagement. Doesn't matter when you win the fight as long as you win a fight. And that full cleanup puts Atlanta in a decent spot again. Let's take a look at the Los Angeles Valiant tools they have for the next fight. They will have another grab, another shatter, another rally. It's just about the execution here. And this is a very difficult map to complete. Even of all the assault maps notoriously difficult to complete anyway. The defender's advantage is so high that you have to ace it. That I think the Valiant are taking the right strategy here of banking up ultimates whenever they can. And the fight went on so long last time that now they still have all their ults again.
Yeah, they do actually have them. Whereas the Atlanta Rain still a ways to go. That's going to set the shatter up. Fate can lead the way now. And KSF's nearly got the grab. He's been so good about hitting them. So now it's time to come up with the goods here. Shatter over the top, not gonna work. Unfortunate.
Got knocked about.
Yep, that's tough. Sometimes it doesn't pan out your way. KSF though, could be him to change things up. A little bit of a stun there to make things interesting, but there's the grab. Fully charged up. Space with the lob over the top. Shield is still gonna get taken out, and Pokepo's gone.
Cracked and deleted. This is the kind of offensive push you need to finish out assault maps.
No, it's so clean right now, and as soon as exactly FRD goes down, this could very well be it. Nobody's gonna make it in time. And the Valiant get the job done in the end.
They only needed 33%. They kind of piecemeal together, push by push, and the Valiant do get there and complete Paris.
So we're going to see, are they going to be able to hold the Los Angeles Valiants and extend their lead in the series, or will the Rain be the ones to get the job done? We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the Rain on offense, and the Valiant on defense.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
The ball fast.
We can't.
Oh, come in. Nice, ready.
Good job,
Go.
Thanks, guys.
Bump it up. Keep it up, guys.
Yo.
Okay. Hey, everyone, think about what they just did. They have no idea how to play goats against us.
Yeah.
We had the Zyre advantage, we had the shield advantage, okay? Just keep focusing on that and just rinse and repeat.
Oh, I'm so happy to see Custom back and play it on the stage.
It's something that the Valiant have been sorely lacking, not just the Australian comms, but just a sense of confidence and happiness. A lot of times this Valiant team comes out, they lose a map, and it looks like their puppy ran away. Not the case now. Of course, winning helps.
Yeah, winning is going to get that confidence boost, exactly. But all smiles right now, as you can see. Man himself, the legend, he's here. And we're going to see, are they going to be able to hold? Because the Atlanta Reign are about to go crashing into them.
Well, and based on those communications, you have to just imagine they're only going to play 3-3. They think that they have the better 3-3. That Atlanta has no idea what to do, and they're goats, which would be the popular nomenclature for 3-3. And I believe they'll just continue to run it. So as much as we've seen bunker defenses on this point before, it seems like Valiant are confident in their game.
Gonna stick to it. I mean, it's what you've been playing now for stage and months and months and months. You know, if you can make it work, make it work. And clearly, you know, the Valiant, if you can find that thread that's leading you to victory, potential victory, yeah, follow it, Hex. You're lost in a dark cave right now. You got no lights.
My belief is that we will see teams run 3-3 against teams they believe they have a better 3-3 than. Now, if Valiant were going up against Vancouver, I think it'd be a foolish errand to run 3-3. You're not going to beat them on it, so try something different, but it makes perfect sense here. However, Atlanta comes out with something a little bit different. This is just to test the waters. You've got a lot of scouting heroes. You've got a Hanzo, you've got a Sombra. They want to see what's up before they commit to their own composition. And now that they've scouted a very basic 3-3 composition from the Valiant's defense, they will also go to a 3-3 composition of their own.
Indeed, indeed they will. So let's see, are they as successful at getting their faces knocked in, or are they going to be able to make their way through here?
That's not success.
Hey, you know, in a negative way. There you go. Aristher finds fate to kick things off, and that is a good pick indeed. Are we going to get anything here from the Valiant? They need to come up with something big, but it's not going to happen in the rain. Plowing right through.
Just storming through. This is not even close. It starts with Fate jumping in, and they expected it 100%. Erster has been so good on this team for the Brigida. It's hard to tell when a Brigida is good or not, but Erster's been a standout for this squad. In the right spot, manages his cooldowns, knows exactly what the other team is going to do, reads them like a book. You're stunned, you're hit, you're deleted, and Atlanta takes that first point with nigh a second of defense from the Valiant.
Yeah, 647 in the bank to work with. You got a long time here if you're the Reign. So time to play patient. You do have a bit of a lead in terms of ultimates, of course. Fate doing a good job of playing catch up, though. He's up to 43% towards that shatter, so we'll see how quick he can be here.
I mean, this is Snowball, though. This is what we talk about on Assault. When you win the first fight that convincingly, you're going to have ults before the other team. This is your best chance in an overwhelming fight.
Whoa, going for the trances, both of them here. Nice work. Agility's dropping so low. There's the grab to open it up. They could get the shot done here.
The moment
plays, though, from space, but it's not going to be enough, surely.
The moment that Transcendence came out from Izzyaki, you have to imagine Babyface just licking his lips right there. He knows that that's the only counter that they're possibly going to have, and they get it. As clean can be. Atlanta takes Paris in dominant fashion on their offense. However, we're tied up. A lot of time in the bank, though, for Atlanta.
So much room to work with. They finished with 6 minutes 24. That is bonkers. All right, the Reign definitely showing that they are capable on the offense. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll see how it all pans out on the second map of this series. Is that what you were expecting, Hex? Welcome back from the break, everybody. But Atlanta Reign, Atlanta Reign, fantastic work.
I was not expecting as clean of an offense from Atlanta as we saw there. Not because it's Atlanta, it's Paris. I wasn't expecting that kind of roll right through. Only 2 kills late. It was just a self-destruct. Other than that, a flawless victory from the Atlanta Reign. And now they're going to put on defense and a little bit of a curveball. Here comes the bunker composition. We've got Orisa, we've got Bastion, Babyface on the Sombra, and the thing that makes this all work, our brand new hero in Batiste. A couple of really useful features, heal everybody up, but most importantly for the bunker comp, Immortality Field.
Yeah.
A little lamp, a little frisbee, whatever you want to call it, goes above the team, and they can't die. They could go down to a certain amount of health, but they can't die. However, you can kill the Immortality Field, and then everyone becomes mere mortal yet again.
Indeed, if only if it was that easy, you know, Hex. It's the field, KSF.
Sneaking.
Yeah, sneaking.
A little sneaky snack.
I like it. FRD is aware of this, though. He's just kind of spamming, but it is time to go. Now let's see, can they find the kills? Ursa are going to eliminate Fate immediately, and once again, there it is.
Let me tell you why the bunker comp is perfect in this situation. To break a bunker comp, you're usually poking and then waiting for your ultimates to come online.
Yeah.
With this little time in the clock, you do not have that option. Your best option is to dive in, and I tell you what, it usually doesn't work that way.
Looking to try and keep hopes alive here, but it's not looking, oh, well, I don't know, Fate just make it back, but he is certainly going to get deleted in the corner immediately, and they are going to do it. Solid work from the Rain. I think you hit the nail on the head there, Hex. Perfect choice of strategy for the defense and the Valiant now. They got a lot of work ahead of them. They nearly full health. They managed to hold for what, 3 minutes 40 on the first time the Atlanta Rain went through?
Yeah, Atlanta, if they were visiting Paris, was stuck in the airport for most of that first offensive push. They finally got on the bus and the shuttle towards the end and got to the point.
That's true, Charles de Gaulle, man. It's terrible.
It's not the greatest one. But now they have a lot of time to work with. Atlanta could just bank up ults and hope for it. Like, it was 6.5 minutes. That's ridiculous. And their win condition being they only need 33% of the first point. A tick, as it's referred to.
Oh, exactly. So the Valiant, do they get to come up with anything clever here on the defense? I mean,
no.
even going, I mean, you pointed out the obvious. If you're trying to play for time, you don't really have it.
Valiant are just going to try to run their old standard. We heard the comms. They think they're the better 3-3 team, so this makes perfect sense. Bunker comms are great, but you do expect it to get cracked eventually. It's a great stalling tactic, but the other team will switch to heroes like... we haven't seen enough Doomfist. We've seen it in scrims a little more often than we've seen in actual gameplay. Genjis are good against it. Pharah, Sombra builds an EMP that it completely crushes a bunker, but you need ultimates to go forward on it. Atlanta Rain coming out the gates. We'll see if they stay on this. FRD on the Sombra, usually just for scouting. They want to see what's up. That's why half of their team hasn't even left spawn. They have time to get scouting information and to construct a good battle plan.
Oh, exactly. Baby Bay was trying to take a pot shot there with the Widow. I like it. But exactly, they have so much time right now to work with. So just go back, see what you've got. Okay, now go back ahead and just sort out the comp. Now you're at the choke point. Valiant not quite holding too close.
I think they're going to try to just bait Fate to jump in again. That's what won them the first push.
Fate trying to play a little bit more careful this time, though.
Backing up. At least he learned his lesson.
Yeah, they're not going to get that freebie this time on the Rain side. Really kick things off strong. Space has to be careful, though. Those drop down to half, and the Rain are able to sneak their way through into another choke point, this time a room.
Yeah, all the way around. This is a preferred angle. I would have just let Fate jump in there. They actually poop him back off, but Fate has been the first to die in a lot of these Valiant fights.
Yeah, they keep pooping him back as well, just denying him. But now they're on the point, and there has to be the contest. Are they going to be able to do it? Fate now stuck, stunned, no focus, but agilities. Trying to do the job. Izayaki's the one, obviously, to use the trance. And so far, the Valiant managed to stop the push, but Popo finds Izayaki, and that's going to be rough.
If Atlanta can stay in this, they're going to win, because they're going to have Graviton Surge, and there's no Transcendence on the other side of things. They get grabbed themselves, but Dogman has the tool to go back, and that's it. Yeah, they're going to clean up.
It is instantly traded. Sound barrier, icing on top. And that is going to be it, the win here for the Rain, tying up the series 1-1 in maps. Back and forth. The Valiant had a strong start in the series, but now they're going to have to figure out what they need to change up here going into the third map.
And those smiles wiped away for the Valiant as they just got manhandled on Paris.
Yeah, that was brutal. Baby Bay definitely pleased with how things are going. He's turned it around slightly. Better performance from him, certainly, but when everything's going right. Oh, there we go, Dogman.
He's going after the crowd. He's gone full heel.
Yeah, I love it. There we go, man. More. Give me more. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, see what the halftime crew have to say.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
into the iris.
Огонь по готовности.
Into the iris.
Огонь по готовности.
Win in stage 2, and after the Valiant took map 1, it was the Rain getting the win on Paris to tie things up at 1 apiece at the half. Welcome back, Blizzard Arena. You guys enjoying your Friday? Yes! You people are awesome. I'm Puckett. We've got Zoe. We've got Sideshow. And we got 2 games in the books here. It's just our first match of 4, but this one had a lot riding on it. We wanted to see, would the Valiant finally be able to get a win against a struggling Rain team, or is it Atlanta getting back on the right track? To open things up, Valiant looked pretty good, Josh.
They really did, and this is what I was hoping for from the LA Valiant, was that they would start to be in a situation where they'd be able to get things rolling and feel comfortable in this game. And they absolutely came out swinging on Li Zhang. I think the way that they were playing that match shows how confident they are in their gameplay. At the beginning, Izayaki was destroying, and then we saw KSF as well. Just a very clean play from the LA Valiant throughout their time on Li Zhang. They looked good on that map. They looked coordinated. They held control of the point very well. Then when we flipped over to Night Market again, KSF destroying, really making use of the fact that Babybay doesn't look as comfortable on Zarya. He actually looked okay the first time he ever got fielded for the Atlanta Rain, but since then, some I don't want to say really like that many errors, but it's an uncomfortableness on this hero that comes from not having ever basically scrimmed it when he was on the San Francisco Shock. So he's just starting to get to grips with the meta and stuff like that. He's a fairly skilled player, but it's clear here that KSF has much more time playing with his team and was able to really win that matchup. On Control, so much of it comes down to just one team fighting against the other team. How good is your neutral game? And LA Valiant dominated them there.
The second round was much closer, so this one almost got to 99-99, and as you see, some big clutches coming in from the Valiant at the end. Did you think this was going to be a 2-0 after they rolled in that first game?
No, not really. I do think that both teams... Wow, you guys are really sensitive. Anyway,
looking at those stats.
Yeah, if we're looking at the stat, yes, KSF did have the upper hand on that first map. However, I do think that Babybay kind of redeemed himself on the second one. But as you said, it's that kind of uncomfortableness because he's just not as familiar with the Zarya and also not as familiar with the team. As a Zarya, your biggest point is to get those bubbles out, etc. in time. And for that, you need to be very familiar with your main tank. You need to know exactly where he goes, and you need to get that sense of how your team is positioning themselves and how aggressive they go in. If you don't have that, then it's a little bit harder, and they have, in addition to that, they have a communication barrier there too, considering that they do speak different languages.
Now, the second map, though, was all about the LA Valiant dropping the ball. You saw just then that when they're on the offense, Dogman had some nice bio nades. They managed to get into it. But this point actually was when the Atlanta Rain ended up throwing it away with this aggressive grab. That
well, too aggressive there.
Yes, it sets up the ult economy poorly. But this death here from Fate lost the entire map for them. Because if you're going to hold that aggressively and the team isn't there to be able to be peeled for, that just, I mean, they have no ults to defend with on point B. There's so much snowballing that comes into place on these maps.
Yeah.
And
it was a bit of a joint effort, though. It was Fate who dropped the ball once, and then afterwards, Izayaki kind of prematurely dropped out his Transcendence, which was then losing them the overtime round as well. I think that was due to him not wanting Fate to die.
Yes,
he did think he can save him there, but in the end, that just didn't really quite work out. I did like to see the strat from Atlanta Rain, though. I do like that we saw a little bit more variation on this Paris map, other than just 3-3.
Right.
I'm almost happy Valiant stuck to it, because frankly, I do not think that if you compare them to other teams, they can run quite as many different DPS compositions
the DPS
as everyone else.
have been a bit of a question mark over the course of the season, as of their support ults as well, which is something that you should definitely keep an eye on in point 2. But yeah, Atlanta did look a lot more comfortable on Paris. That makes me think a lot of it's going to come down to what maps are being played as well, because Li Zhang, they just looked all over the place. Paris, it was actually Valiant making a bunch of mistakes. So this could be a very back and forth series.
We watched a lot of highlights there, but I want to talk about the future. Looking forward, Josh, you mentioned it. We're going Blizzard World. We're going to see Junkertown in the second half. Right now, it's all knotted up at 1 apiece. So who has the advantage looking purely at Blizzard World? Who's taking the lead in this series?
I don't know. Blizzard World, we've really not seen that much from the Atlanta Reign. They're a new team this time. So at least for the Valiant, you can look back and you say, okay, Blizzard World, it actually wasn't one of their good maps. At Junkertown, they were kind of middling. They had some good results. Busan, which would be the 5th if we go to it, both teams are terrible at, both 0 and 4 this season. But Atlanta is such a mystery because you just don't know how they're going to perform on Blizzard World or Junkertown. So it's kind of the ball is in their court to step up and beat the Valiant. They know what the Valiant are going to run. They know they're not that comfortable on either of these maps. They're not gods by any stretch. So this is very winnable for either team.
Zoe, are you sticking with Atlanta? I know you and Bren were going Atlanta. Josh is going with the Valiant today. Is this a 3-1? Are we going to a Game 5? How does it happen?
You know what? I'm just going to throw that there. I would love to see a Game 5 there. I do want it to be a close series, but in the end, I do give the edge ever so slightly to the Atlanta Reign, just based off the fact that they can tap into more deeper hero pools and different compositions than the Valiant can at the moment.
Blizzard Arena, do we have any Atlanta fans in the building right now? A little bit in the corner over here. What about Valiant fans? Anyone from LA cheering on the green and yellow? Valiant are looking for their first win. Can they get it? We got 2 more games coming your way after the break.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
All right, welcome back from the break, everybody. Hex, you know, we got that moment where we got to hear the player comms, and after that win there, it looked good for the Valiant. Custo's like, they have no idea what they're doing. It turns out that Reign actually had a pretty good idea of what they were doing. That last map was murder.
They seem to understand Paris pretty well.
Yeah.
Dogman started barking a little bit, as is his way. I love it. I love the trash talk.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's no one on Valiant to trash talk because they like already left the stage, so he just picked on a Valiant fan. He's like, you, I'm trash talking you. Anyone wearing green is a target for Dogman.
Yeah, no, but I love it. I'm glad that he's back on the stage. Same for Custa. Just, you know, now it's going to be a question of resilience. What's going through the Valiant's minds must be not again, right? Come on, we had such a good start, guys. Like, what is going on?
It's mental fortitude. You got to dig deep and find something here. And like, it's so important just to get the 0 off the board. I can't emphasize that enough. But the Valiant will have another shot later this week. Match of the week this Sunday. Last match of the day. The Valiant versus the Los Angeles Gladiators. I believe you and I are calling that one. Hopefully people still tune in.
See what you did there. Battle for Los Angeles. Wasn't there a movie like that?
There was. It wasn't good. Let's move on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't need to mention it. Right. Okay, correct.
Of course I saw it.
Blizzard World, though. Blizzard World Hex. That's going to be the 3rd map of this series. So, time to take a point and then push a payload.
It's been a fun map. You can see bunker comps being run on the defense on that kind of high ground. Forces the offense to play a little bit of Pharah. I do believe that Valiant is going to try to force this into a 3-3. Like we mentioned, they're very comfortable on it. And Atlanta will very likely mirror that if they get a sense of it. So we've seen a lot of kind of curveball strategies in the Overwatch League, but when you're struggling, as Atlanta is, and when you've struggled, as the Valiant have, I don't think it's really time to try new stuff. Just try to get a win whatever way you can, and if you're most comfortable with a 3-3, then God bless it, keep running it.
Then go for the 3-3. A little bit of a peek out here to kick things off. As far as the defense is concerned, for the Reign, nothing crazy here. Erster will be going for the Ana, so we will have that bio-nade in play once again. And as far as the Valiant are concerned, just vanilla.
Yep, pretty standard stuff on both sides. Fate is on the Winston. It's a little bit of a wrinkle in the standard 3-3. The other side's got a Reinhardt. On defense, a little easier running the Reinhardt. You know what position you're going to be in. You don't have to aggress on the other team. You can just sit back and wait for them. Poke war begins on both sides.
Exactly. Places to hide. Nice nade.
Gets a couple.
Yeah, gets a couple. That's going to slow things down just a what, and it's going to get him back closer to the boost. That's what it's all about. Dogman doing a good job and just looking for targets here. And so far, so good for the Reign. They are contesting. Valiant haven't made any permanent progress yet on the point.
It is a bit interesting of a composition because they're running a Zenyatta, Lucio, and Ana. Generally not the trio that you see super much together, but they're just really emphasizing the Ana over the Brigida, which is what Erster usually plays, and it's working. Atlanta turns the kill feed red.
Perfect, and they didn't get, they hardly got, oh no, and now Valiant are actually going for the change as well. Fate giving up what little progress he had towards a Primal on Winston. Now he's going to the Reinhardt, so that resets him.
Yeah, it seems like they do this every time, that they don't know, and then the Fate convinces his team to let him try one life of Winston, and has to switch off and puts him so far behind in the ultimate game, the Shatter Rhine games. 65% for Pokpo. Fate just getting there now at 8%.
Boosted, let's go. He's gonna do, no, he gets pooped out, but still the focus is good. Pokpo gonna be able to force him back. Throws the Shatter out there, connects with a few, and that's gonna be the opening for Baby Bay to start melting faces. 2 kills for him.
A lot of ultimates come out on both sides, but Valiant will be smart to hold the few they have left. Custa will get cleaned up late, but he's got Sound Barrier. They have self-destruct. Their side of things. Baby Bay, I believe, already tossed one in at 52%, now on his next one. And you look at KSF, still 63%. So Atlanta in a very good spot, and you know what? These maps go fast. We're nearing the 90-second mark already.
There's KSF is struggling here. Not sure if it's Fate that's not giving him the opportunity for the bubbles, but in terms of damage, he's pretty much absent so far. Baby Bay's done 2,500, KSF 800.
Well, you gotta just wonder about, you know, the coordination that they have between them. KSF was not their Zarya for stage 1.
Indeed, indeed. Transfused. Fate thought he could hide, guess not. There's the kill to kick things off here for the Reign. They're gonna be able to push the Valiant all the way back.
You can't do anything with that now, so it's the one ultimate that pushes them all the way back through the door. Dogman trying to charge up because he knows at this point, KSF has to have Graviton Surge. Yes. Right now, he does not have Transcendence, so it's going to be on Masa to hit his Sound Barrier to keep his team alive, because they will get grabbed. There is a pretty high chance that KSF is going to wing it in here now. FRD could have a big play, though.
Definitely looking for it, doing a good job. There's the energy. Nearly gets picked, though. Has to back off. He does play it safe. Solid work on his side. Valuable time bleeding off the clock, however. Fate going down for a nap isn't going to help things either.
But that's the nano use when they get nothing. A really nice disengage from Valiant. It's do or die time. 30 seconds on the clock.
Baby Bay's got the grab online once again. Question is whether it's going to happen or not, because the Dogman, he's nearly got his trance, so that window might not be there. Grab on grab action, though, right in, and Dogman, he does get the trance up in time. No kills coming in for space with that self-destruct. The rain remain, and then they still have the sound barrier.
Got the sound barrier, and now it's time to start picking out targets and going for it. A shatter comes down in the back line, knocks down a couple. No cleanup just yet. KSF's trying to melt it down, does not.
Oh man, Fade, KSF both gone. We lose Baby Bay for the rain. FRD gonna get demeched as well, but it might be too little too late here. Surely that, as there is still the contest, and now they're just gonna get cleaned up. Valiant overwhelmed in the end and unable to pick up a single tick of progress on the first point.
It was hammer time there as Poke cleans up towards the end, and that Atlanta defense looks stout.
Yeah, brutal. So good. The Valiant barely squeaked through on Paris. Here, they just don't manage to make it happen whatsoever. So sets it up wonderfully here for the rain to just go crashing through the defense once again and to take the lead in this series. It's on the Valiant now. Pressure's mounting.
We mentioned Erster and Massa before the match, and Erster is flexing his flex, goes over to the Ana. We will see what the Atlanta Reign offense has when we return from the break.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back from break, everybody. The Los Angeles Valiant on the ropes right now. They're bobbing and weaving, Hex, but the Atlanta Reign, they seem like they're closing in.
Really are. Erster's been playing so well. He's been the most consistent part, I believe, of this Atlanta Reign team. Often overlooked because he's been in Brigida duty for a while, but he can play a lot of different things. Seems like the most calm and collected of them. And I think you can build a team around. I mentioned Erster and Massa have to have good games. Erster's flexed onto that support. It was a kind of a non-conventional support with a Zen, a Lucio, and an Ana. And I don't know how you're ever going to kill anything through that. And also the damage comes through. It makes Transcendence is worthless if you hit a good anti-grenade onto it. But the Valiant's offense, you know, I want to say it was a Valiant effort on offense. And with how the team's playing, I feel that's fair. That was a Valiant effort. They got nothing out of it. It was really, really confusing that they just never really got a push going. And they just got stomped on their offense. Now, can you full hold on defense? And guess what? You don't even win if you do. You get a draw.
Oh, man.
I'm rooting for them.
They're doing a good job.
Dude, I've told you this off camera. I hate when a team has a 0 on that board. I hated it all last year. I hated this year. I hate when a team doesn't have a win. I'm straight up rooting for them, but it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great.
Biased commentary. We always knew it.
Hey, everybody roots for the underdogs. Everyone was a Shanghai fan last year. I think right now the Valiant need that bump.
Get in there, guys. If you're fans of the Valiant, if you are here, you got to make some noise. Get these guys pumped up. They need you. Because right now, it's all on the line. They got a lot of work ahead of them. Holding off the Reign, who only need a single tick of progress on the first point.
Okay, what's happening here? All right, now the switches come in. They've scouted it out. They're going to go to a simple 3-3. Erster goes to the Brigida. Defensively, Agilities is going to try his abilities on the new hero, the Baptiste. So they're going to run a Lucio Zenyatta Baptiste composition here.
All right, changing it up. I like it. We're going to see a little bit of the action here. The nades getting chucked in. And that's all going to start off. Yep, try and kill us now, buddies. It's not going to happen. Let's go.
Oh, see, the big downside of Baptiste is you see those cooldowns at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. 20 seconds on the Immortality Field, which dies immediately. Gets the ultimate up. The window pane of pain comes in, amplifies damage and healing. Does not block shatters.
It's supposed to go the other way. It's supposed to go the other way, but that's just not the case. Rain, get it done in blistering fashion. Just a brutal beatdown.
All smiles for the boys in silver and red. Valiant gotta find something here. They have to win the next map or they go 0-9.
0-9 on the line. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll find out if that is how this is going to go, Hex.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. Pokepo on your screen. The silent killer, essentially, Hex. The man, you know, we're not calling them much, but he's hitting shatters. He's getting work done.
It's, you know, it's the offensive lineman theory. If you don't say their name, they're doing their job.
There you go.
Pokepo's been doing it without his former partner in crime, Daco. A lot of history there, but he's made the adjustments. Got the cleanup there on Blizzard World, just swinging away the hammer. Not the most impressive, but it's not making mistakes, and that's important. You need the consistent play out of your tanks. The other side of things, you know, you got Fate kind of not playing his best.
Fate is struggling against his very name. It's tough. It's tough. Well, I mean, in terms of Fate, it's really just, I mean, in terms of this team right now, you can tell that the struggle is so real. First point, all smiles. First map, all smiles. Everybody, you know, getting fired up. Yeah. And now if you're taking a look at them, all six, it's just dejected. I'm getting flashbacks to Shanghai last season.
I mean, it's the same thing. I reviewed tape on this team, and I'm like, you can't blame a single player. You can blame everybody. Everyone's had mistakes. Everyone's had bad games, but you know, it's been tough sledding here. I mean, of course, the map was extremely one-sided, but I don't want to give Pokepo some dap here. Final blows, huge. Earthshatter stuns. Yeah. Look, there were like 2 fights that whole map, and you got 7 Earthshatter stuns. 4 resulted in kills. Didn't die a single time. What more do you want out of your Reinhardt?
Well, keep in mind, it is worth pointing out. Oh no, that was on the other one. In terms of switching between the Winston and the Rhine, and the Winston and the Rhine, and the Winston and the Rhine. It seems like Fate. Keep in mind in terms of the numbers, you see the time played there at the bottom.
Yeah, a little bit off, but I mean, just on Blizzard World alone, about as one-sided as I've ever seen Blizzard World played, and the Valiant looked defeated. I don't know what to tell you. They looked defeated. This has happened before. They were all smiles after map 1. They need to learn how to shake off a map loss and then just move on. Now, like, you lost the second map, fine. Go into halftime, you know, have a cookie, have a juice box, reset, get your blood sugar going. No smiles there today.
It's a shame because we can't see to the end. Now, it doesn't look like Custa's talking much right now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
So it's like, who is, did you have that? I mean, Custa looked like he was trying to be that rallying force at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, Custa's hands are together, and he talks with his hands often. So I'd have to say that he's not saying a whole lot there. This is the man who has been playing Zarya most of the time in Stage 1. Kariv, often known as a flex support as he was most of Season 1 of the Overwatch League, now is going to come in and take that flex support role back from Izayaki.
So let's go ahead and hop in the map, and we'll see. I think you can hear in the distance. Junkertown is going to be it, so let's see.
Junkertown is a beast all of its own. There are all of the maps in the Overwatch League, and then there's Junkertown. It's its entire own thing. There's a strategy on this map that we have dubbed the pirate ship. You put a bastion on the cart, you put shields in front of them, acting as the sails, if you will. And then you just kind of let the cannon fire down everybody else, and almost every single team tries to run it, or a variation of it. Defensively, you start putting in some Widows and some Hanzos onto it. You get a Roadhog in there, anything to try to disrupt the force of will that is the pirate ship. Atlanta right now, the only team we know is going to be locked in because they're on the defense, not really playing into that game. They're just going to run a 3-3.
They're just sticking to their guns, Hex. It's worked so well so far, so hey, why are we going to mess with it?
It's on the Valiant to prove they can do anything against it.
So far, I mean, they haven't really given too much hope, but we'll see. Anything possible. Right. Valiant right now, they'll be on the offense, and the Rain ready.
Atlanta's setting up right here in anticipation of a Bastion strategy. This way you can stop them from ever getting on the cart. It's double mind games. As the Valiant know that's where they're hiding out.
Yeah, checking it. You even had the Sonic Arrow thrown out there to see through walls. It's a little bit of a spot, real quick. And then just the Rain holding close. The Valiant, they're shut up in their own home. You gotta let them out at some point. And Baby Bay just gonna go ahead and take full advantage of this. Straight up, 63 energy counting now, so he's gonna get to start really melting faces. But losing Puckett immediately here in this fight, not gonna help.
I'm going to call that the production curse. They put up his card, they highlighted the stats, and now he dies first in this one. The Valiant will break out of their shelter. Get out here. Baby Bay just trying to buy some time. Doing a rather good job of it, too. Might even have his bubble on cooldown. Yeah, there it is. Finally cleaned up, but that cart doesn't move while he's there.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of progress that's going to get made now. It's almost like a little bit of a stagger, really. Baby Bay going to have to stomp his way back into this. Masa could be there to ferry him back. But they will be able to, with that early hold, that's what I like about the strategy from the Rain, is with the early hold, they'll get another chance to contest here as the point makes its way forward.
They might even be able to fight around the first corner. Yeah. It's ideal.
And this is actually going to be spot on, perfect, you're right. Right at the bridge, straight over the top, Baby Bay just launching him in, working his way up to that grab as quick as he can. This will be the opportunity for a big fight as Fate just goes leaping in. Once again, the focus fire is there, but Pokepo's the one to go down as well as Masa. We lose Fate, but it might be too little too late.
This one's not over yet. We'll see what kind of commitment we get in here. Graviton comes after Transcend. There could be a small window after this to try to clean up these kills. Kariv out in no man's land, able to get himself alive. Now they commit their own Transcendence, does Atlanta.
Okay, then Chaotic here, definitely. Now it's going to be KSF. Nice delay on the grab. Bomb goes boom, but nobody goes under. Baby Bay, though, hanging on by a thread. Still manages to take Kariv with him. He's still here. How does this man survive?
They're
Finally.
still fighting. But this is going to be the cleanup. The Valiant will capture the first point. Is that like Baby's first war machine? Bomb goes boom.
All works.
Welcome to Junkertown.
Welcome to Junkertown. Love that. Very Mad Max inspired map.
Yes, indeed. Exactly. Mitch's favorite map. But let's get into it. The Rain. Rain need to stabilize, and we're seeing it on the high ground. So in terms of taking shots at each other, not really going to be the case just yet. Baby Bay will be happy up there, though, because he gets to chuck down the grenades from on high. Trying to take full advantage of it. Needs Puckett to get up there so he can get some energy going with the bubble. But Fate, you can see, gets the bubble, launches his way in, has the Primal online, so he knows he can survive the pressure if it gets a bit hairy. But Agilities goes down, and it's the Rain just taking the fight to him.
Yeah, Puckett does get in there, though, and opens it up with a kill on Agilities. It's so difficult to win a fight with a Brigida down early in the fight. So Puckett starts his redemption tour as he was the first to die in the first few fights. And that'll be the stabilizing fight that they needed. All comes off the back of a barrier and a shatter. So on the flip side of things, the Valiant are going to have a slightly better ultimate economy lead. But Atlanta's got plenty of their own, so this one is not dictated just on the numbers just yet.
Dogman's going to have trance, yep, sure enough. So keeping an eye on KSF as well, just to see if he can get a grab going into this. As Baby Bay decides it's now time to grab, instant use of the Transcendence on the side of Kariv. Trying to keep everybody up. They do manage to survive the bomb. And there's the shatter straight on through. Big shatter coming in from Puckett. Could set it up here. The tanks rather just dueling it out, but the kill on Agilities and the follow-up on Fate is going to snuff this push for the Valiant.
Yeah, he got agilities first again. It's Pokebo redeeming himself. And as we entered in the second part of Junkertown, it was about 15-4 as far as eliminations go. Now it's darn near even at 15-13. So Atlanta, Puron stabilizing. They're just throwing in ults in there, but they're using them before Valiant even has a chance. Dogman has Transcendence for KSF's inevitable Graviton Surge, and Atlanta holding pretty aggressively yet again.
Not quite the spawn, but pretty close. It's in that neighborhood, that zip code. Dogman dodging it. Doing a Neo impression, but there's the grab. Instantly goes for the trans. Gets in here, doesn't manage to get to Baby Bay fast enough to save him though. Could eventually hurt the defense here for the Rain, as they are looking like they might be getting cut off one from the other. Dogman doing the best he can to stay in this, and a double headshot straight to the dome. Space barely gets out.
That's another shatter from Pokebo. Knocks him on the gun. He got pushed off there, and it's as easy as it gets for Dogman. Just domes him a couple of times. Losing Baby Bay early in that fight was a terrible, terrible harbinger of what to come, because he's not able to bubble Pokebo, and he's not able to get Graviton Surge. So they're gonna give up some ground here without losing the fight entirely, but I think this is the correct move for Atlanta.
They have to, but they're getting cut one after another. KSF, once again, the one to find Baby Bay. And now it's just going to be KSF on cleanup duty.
Yeah, this one's over. They're going to take second point. You can't fight this anymore. Baby Bay dying with Graviton Surge was brutal there. Needed to get it out, but they were out of sorts. Never a full regroup for Atlanta. The Valiant will take second point. They are down 2-1 in the series. They need this map to stay alive. Looking good so far.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration perhaps here for the side of Atlanta. Not quite the result they were looking for. But now let's see, can they hold on the final stretch of this map? We're going to go around the bend here with the payload towards the third final point. Valiant, a little bit of wind up beneath their wings, trying to get in here, and that's certainly going to help eating the grab.
That's all Valiant right now. As soon as that grab gets eaten, it's just about the cleanup time. The Moss is on the card, but only for a second. Squads break up from the Valiant and eliminate everybody else. I believe that's Baby Bay's first grab eaten, or his second, something like that, but he had a really tough day previously on the Zarya, still kind of understanding the nuance of it, when grabs can go in, when they cannot. But that on the other side of things means that Valiant is going to have a Graviton of their own, and there's almost nothing on Atlanta to contest this. They can throw in a self-destruct and pray, but that's it.
High ground occupied for KSF as well. Hey, I like this. Go ahead, remove Baby Bay yet again from the fight. The damage is just going to be sorely lacking on the side of Atlanta Rain if he keeps getting picked off like that. On to Zarya, and that is not going to help things. FRD isn't going to be able to challenge this at all. It's not looking likely. He's going to have to drop down just barely, but it's not going to be a contest. Goes for the plays, and it's just not going to work. The Valiant 3 points.
Getting the Zarya is just such a big issue early on because you don't have the damage. And then it takes you forever to get the damage again. You have to use your shields as resources to get that damage. It means you can't use them defensively. And then you're not out there long enough to do enough damage to get Graviton Surge. That's how important Zarya is in this current meta right now. Losing Zarya first almost guarantees you losing a team fight. And right now, Baby Bay is sitting at 36% average energy because you don't build energy in spawn.
Exactly. Or when you're cut off from the rest of your team. Or, I mean, this is kind of what we saw in the first point, though.
Yeah. Or
the first map, rather, of this series. Valiant were able to close it in 2, and Baby Bay was a bit absent in that one. KSF was the show. And, well, we're seeing a little bit of that now. Yeah. Zarya's, I don't know whether or not we're going to see different here going into offense.
She's one of the most synergetic heroes. Your team simply can't operate the same way without your Zarya there. And when she's dying first all the time, really the composition doesn't work. Zarya outside a 3-3 composition is not the strongest hero in the world. Inside of it, she is the linchpin that makes this thing work entirely. Allows your tanks to be aggressive, saves your supports, is really the main source of damage. Baby has got to do a better job. I know he's adjusting to this hero. It's not necessarily something he's known of in his pool, but he's got to have a little bit better here.
Numbers just a little low across the board here for the Rain. So a lot of focus on Baby Bay. The rest of the team, they need to get focused up. We've seen great offense from them on the past 2 maps, though, so I do expect to see more of the same here from them. Whereas on the side of the Valiant,
all right,
changing it up. I like it.
We've got a Widow, we've got a Sombra, Orisa and Roadhog, the ball and chain combination. Use your halts, called the ball, puts them in a single spot. Use the chain, the hook, you just yank them from that spot, you kill them.
Custa's on the Mercy as well.
Might be, yeah. I mean, they're gonna run some solo support here.
Let's see. I mean, Kusta, definitely quite a bit of experience.
The Roadhog also allows you to run solo support more effectively because he's his own source of heal. So you can prioritize healing everybody else and mostly keeping the Orisa alive. Also gives you the resurrection.
Hex, what year is it? Agilities, we're on a junk. Junkertown, Junkrat, they're not going to be able to make anything going here. Oh, there's the nice play, though. KSF going to get focused. Oh, he barely survives. Excellent support. Dogbat eventually finds the kill, but they trade it for Pokpo.
Has a good hack on him as well, making sure that they cannot grapple away. This is going to be some chaos right now. Nice resurrection there. KSF is back in, full strength now. Atlanta is fighting without a man, trying to get Pokpo back into the mix. They are fully regrouped.
You're right, Hex. He's a hamster. He's currently trying to hide, but KSF, it's a bit of a long-range duel that's not going to favor you there, Ister. Let's see if he can get back over to the rest of his team and get topped up again. That's going to be a lot of energy for the heals. Pokpo first to die again here in this fight, trying to make plays.
Urster's so low, he's going to have to back up. Baby Bay is going back to spawn just to get healed. But now they should have EMP about to come online. KSF has been an issue so far. It's up to the Sombra, the Winston, and even the Hammond to an extent to pressure KSF if you're not going to run your own Widow.
Yes, exactly. Kind of surprising, actually, you'd expect, perhaps.
I think Baby Bay is going to give this an EMP a shot, and then if they don't crack this defense with the Sombra, you might see Baby Bay go to Widow. Because it's not like KSF's hiding behind shields or anything.
No, he's just out brass, Bolden's brass. He's out there on the top.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. EMP to kick things off. Is there any follow-up possible? Perhaps there is.
Gets two.
Bit split up. Bit split up on the focus fire there. No real follow-through. And KSF removing Masa from the fight isn't going to help things either.
This looks like a Valiant hold so far. They've got Tyre ready to go too. Baby Bay does switch over to the Widow. As prophesized, they have to do something to at least pressure KSF. You can't just let him sit on the water tower and take shots all day.
I'm wondering if KSF is aware of this, though. Well, probably now, but it seemed like for a moment he was trying to play some off angles, not open himself up too much out in the open exactly. Yeah, Baby Bay, he's like, oh, is he still on the water tower so I can get that clean shot? Nope, guess not. Gonna have to work for it.
Maps go fast again. We're at a minute 20. Atlanta needs to get this checkpoint, extend their clock. Let's see if we can get some good Tyre efficiency out of Agilities here. They also have a support ultimate online. Kusta can just go to the sky, although that's a dangerous gambit with Baby Bay on the Widow.
We're running low on time here, though, for the rain. We're just past that out. We just passed the minute mark. Agilities with the Tyre, hunting for a target right over the rooftop. Not the, there we go, there we go. Takes down Masa. He saw the IHP thing. He's like, nope, definitely going for the Ana. Oh, Kareem trying to body block Dogman in the doorway. Didn't quite happen.
KSF getting pressured down, but it's just a lone Winston back there. That's never going to work. In fact, Popo's going to give his life for it. Does eventually take down KSF, but
yep.
Valiant has a Mercy.
Exactly.
We're appeasing the audience. Someone had to play Mercy sign out there that I wasn't a fan of, but apparently Kusta listened.
Kusta believe. Definitely not a main, though. I mean, in terms of the reses, he really is just going... I think he's had 2 reses.
Yeah, the ominous music means this is about it. Last chance for Atlanta to push through, and they make wholesale changes. They go to a 3-3 composition. Dogman is on the Morello, which means an extended fight. He couldn't get Coalescence out.
Korea trying to back off, so long as he can keep a presence here. Gets stunned in the heel as well. That's not going to help things. Decides to go whole hog, and he will get overwhelmed. Kusta gets picked, and Fate is gone. This is it now for the raid. Primed and ready here to pick up the first point and to keep the fight alive.
They will get this first point, but it's not going to be all that great. They have to complete the map. They will get a time extension here through everything they had at that one. It wasn't even a whole lot, just able to focus down targets there. Perhaps stepping a little out of line was the Roadhog. However, now, 2.5 minutes get added to the clock. The slowest door in existence opens up, and the payload will move through it.
And in quickly up here onto the high ground to match it. Baby Bay hunting for targets. And it's looking like wholesale changes on both sides.
No one's got anything here. We're into pure Overwatch, yep. No ultimates abilities. Space has the self-destruct. Just gonna lob it in.
Easily dodged, but it does force him into a different path. Perhaps Space, now he's got the high ground here. Gonna be able to back his teammate up. And it's a matter of the raid just sticking together. They need to keep that presence going on the payload. Minute 45 on the clock here for him. Space trying to knock somebody out of position. Some good focus fire going in here on a Popo, but the body block just in the nick of time from FRD, keeping his main tank up. So the sound barrier now gets thrown in, as well as the rally. Rain are not holding back with these ultimates. They are really trying to throw everything down here and win this fight decisively.
At the exact same time, it's not ideal, but it's not the worst overlap. Dogman's able to take down Fate early. Transcendence fades from the other side. Atlanta's getting the kills. Dogman's the first to fall. This one's not over.
Yeah, without
now
the
it's over.
But yeah, agility's gone. That's pretty much going to be it.
It's a nice Fire Strike late. Fire Strike often overlooked, does a ton of damage, goes through shields. If you can be a sniper on your Reinhardt with a Fire Strike, you're adding a lot of value to your team. Also charges your ult very quickly. Speaking of such, Pokpo has his Earth Shatter. Not much to block it on the side, as the Valiant are still running a Winston rather than a Reinhardt.
We have KSF with the grab. That's why we're following him. Could be going for the long range dunk shot, perhaps. Nice knock on to Pokpo, and yep, sure enough, just throws it in. Gonna be able to pick up a couple here on the Rain side. Self-destruct, no kills for it. Now it's just out and out chaos. Fate doing the best he can, but it's not gonna be good enough.
Ooh.
Him and Kareem. FRD gonna find Kareem with the self-destruct, and that's gonna be it. The Rain will find success. They will pick up a second point.
Slam it on home here, committed a couple ultimates, but it doesn't matter as soon as you win it. And yet again, we see Fate go off of the Winston onto the Reinhardts. He's going to be behind in this fight, of course. Another Shatter will be up from Pokpo, building them rather quickly. But now at least the Valiant are going to have a defensive measure against this. I mean, Winston has a bubble, but that thing's easily breakable and has got a pretty decent cooldown on it. So very easily timed shatters. Transcendence used already by Grieve.
Nicely done there, hitting in the corner. Any kind of follow-up, though, not quite. Space finds Dogman once again. That's not going to help things. And then this is Fate swinging away like a maniac, and he's going to get a couple of kills to his name. So, solid work here on the side of the defense.
I think Atlanta's actually happy with that fight. They forced out Sound Barrier and Transcendence very, very early in that fight. Reeves a madman, so he's getting up to 50% yet again. But they were able to force out 2 support ultimates. And the Valiant, I think, are going to be wise to engage here as much as possible. Because you look at the clock, we're below a minute.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of time for the Rain. If they die here, they can still challenge. So the Rain need clean fights from here on out. They need to be wise with their ultimates. Shatter goes down. Massa quick check to make sure nobody's laid out. Instead, it's Dogman going for the trance. But that's going to set it up here for KSF. KSF's got the grab, and so he can come right in. And yep, sure enough, grab goes in. Instant sound barrier used by Massa, but that's going to be forcing it in. It's just not enough to keep Erster alive. Rain struggling somewhat here.
Desperation Shatter gets thrown in as the Zimmer music makes them panic. They lose Pokeball, they use FRD, and 15 seconds remain. It's going to be difficult for the Atlanta Rain to even touch this cards. I do believe we're very likely to be headed to the beautiful city of Busan.
Gonna be that 5th map to settle it. First team to get 3 wins. And we're looking at a tied situation unless the magic can happen here for the Rain. Erster getting his teammates armored up. Dogman unfortunately didn't get any of that.
Grab is ready.
Rebay's got the grab.
There's no support ult to stop it just yet.
An opening and he chucks it in. Does manage to sink it in this time as well. Focus fire is there. Fate and KSF gone. Valiant want to take this fight, die quick so they can come back out with their team. Agility's trying to just buy a little bit more, but that will be a quick reset here for the Valiant. They will have the time to group up again as 6 and then challenge the cart.
Still going. There's a Transcendence on the side for Atlanta to use as a defensive ultimate if they get Graviton. KSF at 75% towards that. So far, though, the Valiant's still in a better position ultimate-wise. Pokpo in the back pocket will get a Shatter during this fight. Do or die time.
Is it possible? Fate looking for it, just charging straight in. He's got the bubble there from KSF. KSF nearly another grab online for him, so this is going to get spicy and dicey for the Rain because they are a little bit poor on their side of things. There's the Shatter right through under the card. Forces Dogman with the trance. Grab is there as well, so it's working out just barely. Erster gone. Dogman goes next. Pokebo is out, and the Rain, they're falling apart. The Valiant look like they're going to get the job done.
The Valiant finally flip on the aggression switch. So often this team just on the back foot constantly. The rallies to me felt more like retreats with me. This time they take the correct engagement, take the fight to them, force a decisive map number 5.
You can hear it, the wings out chant. Fans starting to wake up here now that their team finding some success of their own. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see the deciding map of this series.
into the iris.
Огонь по готовности.
Pass into the iris.
Nerf this.
I couldn't quite hear what you're saying though, Hank.
I told him to stand up and then yelled at him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, reminds me of elementary school.
Yeah, good thing that, you know, Dogman making his presence shown.
Yeah, I mean, luckily Dogman can't see I'm wearing green up here. Maybe I should duck. It just feels like
we can see the fan like right behind you.
anyone wearing green just seems to be a target. But yeah, I like the attitude. I like personality. It brings it to this team.
He's got to be, you know, it's like he should be hitting headshots, you know, before he's just, you know, starting to throw out the words.
Yeah.
Dogman, you know, he was managing to he has been stepping up a bit.
Yeah, he's fine. He's been playing fine. It's not the most exceptional game.
Like middle of the path.
Yeah.
Now middle of the pack.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what his stats look like, but it's been okay. KSF has actually had a breakout game, I'd say. Played very sparsely in Season 1. Has been playing now recently for the Valiant, and he's had a really good Zarya game. He's actually been stepping up. His average energy has been super high. When the Valiants are playing well, KSF's alive, and he's burning people down.
Yeah, in terms of damage, it's like, okay, you guys are getting close in terms of damage, but when it comes to the decisive blows, KSF well in the lead, grab kills, everything along those lines, he's in the lead where it matters.
He played a minute less, too. He died less. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been good. Baby Bay has actually not had a bad game either, too. I think he needed a solid game, a consistent game to bounce back from the game against London, in which he just got mind gamed really hard, but that's not his fault. Fury's just a god. Izayaki will be returning to his role on flex support, subbing in for Kariv. Interesting that they made that choice. I wonder if Kariv's just been screaming Junkertown a little bit more. Maybe just want to give him some playtime. Very competent player in his own right. But for all of the marbles, we're going to go to Busan. Josh mentioned in the halftime show, both these teams 0-4 on Busan, so something's got to give.
Yeah, who's going to get it? Well, the Valiant's still in search of their first win. So it's all on the line now. They've got it within their grasp. They just have to close their fingers and squeeze, because the Rain are definitely going to do the best they can to hang on. So we're once again into the staring match. 3-3 on both sides. Fate once again on the Winston. Popo with the Rhine.
And it has not worked out extremely well for Fate on the Winston. It's going to be a bad sign if he has to switch off after this first fight. Still the poke war going on, trying to get that shield down. Speaking of poke war, Poke gets very low during that. He wanted to sacrifice his own health for the shield health. Calculated decision.
Yeah, topped up again here. FRD hanging out by a thread. And we've lost Dogman. Space with the snipe. No return punish either. Both Fate and Space staying alive. That will be the Valiant, yes, picking up first control and then denying Rain the ability to flip it.
Yeah, that's tough too. Not that you're losing a ton of healing when your Zenyatta goes down, but you're losing the Discord Orb. which is such a valuable utility in target calling and focusing down targets. Discord does extra damage and damage amplifier essentially. If you're living under the purple bubble, you're having a bad day overall. And now with that out of it, Atlanta has to regroup and come back here. They do have ultimates online, both teams with ultimates online. We'll see which one makes better use of it.
It's all devil in the details now.
Yeah, Fate's just hiding. He's just trying to get some cleave damage on the way in. Rally out for Erster.
There's the grab. Trance is used. One follows the other. Grab followed as well. It's Fate doing a spin. But there's no winning here because he's gonna die! Fate and Custer are gone!
That's a big play from a new addition to the roster as FRD comes in huge with the self-destruct. Atlanta will take this back. Little over 65% on the board for the Valiant, so they need about 1 or 2 more fights here. And I believe Atlanta's gonna try to hold close here. Of course, they do have ties with a very old organization called Selfless, who was the most aggressive Overwatch team in history at that point in Overwatch. So no surprise here, the style of Atlanta coming out.
Yeah, just go down swinging. Gotta just show the grid, space. Oh, posits the bomb, but defense is up and they are not gonna go boom. Instead, it's Fate once again, managing to get cut off from the rest of his team, just gets battered around like a chew toy. They're gonna have to put him back together with the pieces that are left. Grab gets thrown in here, interesting decision. KSF decides to go, but there's no real follow-up damage.
Counter this right away if they want. BabyBay does just that! That wall is not going anywhere!
That is some solid construction. that is a tough wall. Been around forever. Yeah, black hole, don't care. It's fine. It's fine, Hex.
Hey, you don't take, you know, any guff from any punk wall right there. You show who's boss. Hey, the fight continues.
It's just been the never-ending fight. It feels like just going tit for tat. KSF fully charged, looking to burn him down, but we got the rally used by Erster, so he's gonna get that shield going for the rest of his team. 62% and counting, about to tie things up here, the Atlanta Reign. Yeah. Valiant.
Atlanta's in control. The longer this goes on, the better for them. They're accruing percentage points.
Yeah, they've taken the lead now, 70% and counting. So it's on the Valiant now. Who's going to mess up? KSF is still fully charged. He just needs to find a target, but everybody's doing such a good job of hiding. And just knocking him back as well. But there it is, grab, finally, self-destruct through. Hit right behind the corner. Not gonna get it, but KSF goes down, still trading.
It's chaos right now. Sunbury comes down for Atlanta. Rally comes down for the Valiant as they try to come back in, but Popo gets isolated. Dogman gets himself a late kill. This one not quite over yet. Atlanta, even if they lose, they're gonna be sitting at 99%. I actually would have liked them to just stall this out and hold on to that Graviton. Come back at full force and try to win it then. Now they're a little bit behind it, but they only need one fight.
And we've seen that they are capable, both teams. So it was Valiant last time who managed to flip it and take it back at 99%. But Reign, not to get flustered here. Now's the time to show that you are capable of winning a series in the clutch. Valiant, though, has so many tools to use, and the Reign are running out of time. So let's see. We've still got the grab. We've got the self-destruct here on the side of Valiant. And Fate's got the shatter. There's one thing that Fate's been doing. He's been hitting a few of those shatter kills, so let's go. Let's get into the fight. KSF hides the grab. Does manage to bring him in. Now you're gonna get the hug, the self-destruct over the top. No targets, but there's the shatter. Erster, great support. Does manage to survive. And total whiff on the side of Popo. Puts his shatter straight into Fate's shield.
It's tragic too, because BabyBay did such a good job of protecting his team from that self-destruct, using his personal barrier. But it is all Valiant on the point now. They've got control. Everyone from Atlanta being evicted back to spawn. Valiant's gonna take first points of Busan.
There we go. Looking like a more confident team when it comes to control right now on the Valiant. Still working out the kinks on Assault, clearly. And then it's, you know, it's a bit weird on Hybrid still, but on Control, it does seem like they are able to get a bit more coordinated.
And it's going to take a bit for your Zarya player and your main tank to gel, and it's so important in these compositions. Fate there, when he jumped in, he was getting the Zarya shield, helps KSF get charge up, keeps Fate alive in the aggressive nature in which he's been playing. If you're going to play that Winston, it's a little harder to track your Winston than it is your Reinhardt. Reinhardt's a big, slow guy in armor. Winston is a crazy monkey scientist, jumps all over the place.
Jumps all over the place. He's just so excited.
He's just so excited to be here. But they were able to get good charge on it. Fate didn't die as much as he normally did, so it seems like throughout the match, Fate and KSF have started to read the same book and be on the same page.
So the standoff now. Pressure's on here for Atlanta. Match point for Los Angeles Valiant. And this could be it. Match point for their first win so far. Where are the shots? Dogman looking for the angles. Not quite going to get them by the looks of it.
Aggressive. They're just pushing him out.
They're pushing him out, but Hex, we've seen this before. Gotta keep it in mind.
Nah, that one's over. Urster's so good on this point of Busan in particular. When teams try to run like 3 DPS against Atlanta, Urster's just like, nah. And he shuts them down, doesn't let Sombra do anything, doesn't let Tracer do anything on the Brigitte. I think this is the best Urster ever looks is on Mecha based on Busan. And you see it right there, opens up with a couple kills. He just seems to really understand the map from a Brigitte's perspective.
So is this going to go the distance then?
Yeah.
They're likely if he can keep up this kind of level. They get first control for Atlanta. Now, exactly, aggressive holds here at the choke points. Baby Bay fully charged. It's just going to be hitting like a Mack truck. You're going to have trouble getting through here unharmed.
They're trying to go far again. They get spotted out. Atlanta just trying to push into him a little bit.
Ooh,
Fade's got to be careful. Fade's got to be careful.
Doesn't even need to go for the grab now. Fade is gone, and the rest is going to fall apart here for the Valiant. The Rain fighting back.
That is an ultless victory.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets.
Fade got a little far out. The target calling was there. They get him discorded. They get him beamed down. And now 6 ultimates on the board for Atlanta, who I don't believe have lost a single player yet at this point.
They're looking so good. 6-pack is on the way. Fate has made the change, so once again, he's lagging behind in the ult race for the main tanks, but it's going to be the rally from Achilios. Do Rain decide to disengage, or are they just going to try and take the fight straight up? We got Urster giving them.
Oh! That opens up.
That's a big play.
Yeah, Space ate the Graviton, a little bit of an error there on the UI, which happens on occasion. But I mean, he might as well have eaten Popo Shatter as well, because it got very little in that too. Now the Graviton comes out the other side.
Self-destruct was there. KSF will go down in the Rain. Looking good. 85% and counting for the Rain. The Valiant need to find some kills here. Baby Bay, he's got another grab. He's barely hanging in. He's going to throw it down before he goes up. This is it. The play here for the Rain. Yeah, solid work on their side.
Just Diva. That's not going to last very long. Ryan can donate himself to the Human Fund here if he wants as well. Might as well just save your dignity. Go on. To downtown Busan. If I have to look at one overarching thing that the Valiant don't do well and haven't done well all season, the rallies are so baffling to me. Other teams just disengage from them, but Valiant never push the points. I mentioned previously, it feels like retreat with me when they call it. Rally to me should be, let's go, let's fight. We have armor, we have a little bit of speed on our Brigitte. Brigitte can pick targets and isolate them. And it seems like they pop rally and just bask in the glow of armor, I suppose. They don't do anything with it. Hey, it's so frustrating to watch.
You know how hard it is to get that shine in Reinhardt's armor, man? You don't want to scuff that.
That's true,
Come on.
yeah.
Seriously, Hex, have some consideration. The guy was up all night just buffing away.
You gotta look pretty. I wonder if he's got one of those buffers you plug into the wall, you know.
That's what the rally is, actually.
All right, for all the marbles here, let's go to downtown Busan. Valiant looking to get their first win. Atlanta looking to right the ship that is the Stage 2 season.
Oh, this is it. Fate, once again, characteristically goes limping in. This time, we lose Popo, we lose Baby Bay early for the raid, but they're trading right back. It's a fierce battle. It is finally going to get going the way of the Los Angeles Valiant. Space on full cleanup duty, and that is going to be it. So the Valiant, first control.
When you lose both of your tanks like that, you just have a motley crew of supports and flexes out there. It's only a matter of time before you're going to get cleaned up by someone in a 2-ton mech. Valiant taking first control is enormous. That also gives them the slight advantage when it comes to ultimate abilities.
Fate actually survived, so we still have him on win, so we may get a Primal. He's looking close to it. He's looking for the cleave, but
Primal's great on this point too, especially if you're playing on the point. A lot of airspace in which to launch your foes.
Exactly. Space though, a little bit risky there. They're looking for the focus on him, looking for the punish. He drops so low, but survives thanks to the transcendence from Izayaki.
That's a forced transcendence too. Baby Bay has to know that he's got a good chance now of wiping up this team. Although Custer should get the sound barrier during this.
Just grab online. Yep, just chucks it down. Solo grab potentially, that could work, but yes, Costa with the sound barrier. Space creating a little bit of it with the self-destruct. It's not even needed. The rest of his team did all the work before he showed up late.
Space has been one of the best players in the Overwatch League, long forgotten because of Valiant's record early on, but putting on a performance when it matters most. Space is clutch, and clutch is everything in life.
Atlanta Reign now. This is it. Where are you going to find the goods? You got FRD with that self-destruct. You have the potential there, perhaps, but you got a lot of work ahead of you, and 65% is counting for the Valiant. They've in the lead. They're looking confident. FRD just going with the position open self-destructs that cuts Fate off.
Gets knocked about and deleted there. This is Atlanta's window to shine. Space also segregated and eliminated.
Going toe-to-toe, that's a bit of a one-sided fight. Agility's getting stunned, isn't going to help things, and they are going to get the flip here.
They're just going to stall. Custa's behind the point, just hanging out. He wants to get as much percentage on here as possible. It'll be at 90 before it turns over.
Wondering about that shatter there, if that was a little bit much. In the end, Popo just pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
So no follow-up possible when Baby Base grab comes online there from Popo. So we'll see. FRD is going to have to hustle to get that self-destruct going as well. It's not looking like the Valiant want to give him much time. Izayaki has got the trance, so he'll be ready. Rally used here by Ursa, though, as the Valiant try and push through, and Izayaki decides to go for the trance early. There it is, Baby Bay, proper delay on it. Can they get the follow-up? Sure enough, they can. Izayaki's out of it, KSF as well.
Everyone low.
Solid work on Baby Bay. Great awareness on his part to maximize the value of his grab.
The Valiant are only one fight away from putting a 1 into the win column, finally. And they did a good job there of knowing and recognizing a lost fight. That fight was lost. Transcendence, yeah, it got used, and that's a little bit rough, but now you don't have to deal with grab next fight. They banked up the rest of their ultimates and are looking to make a power play to finish out this map.
Yeah, the glowing check marks, that's what you got to keep an eye on here. Dogman, he's got his Transcendence online. Self-destruct once again from FRD. We saw something great from it last time. Fate survives it this time.
KSF panic had a body lock, but now here comes the counter, Graviton. They've got Masa out of the fight. There goes Popo, 2 down for the Atlanta Reign. The Valiants are looking to put their first win on the board as it turns the kill feed white.
Oh, big plays coming through one after another. The Reign are getting snuffed. 10% on the board for them, 93 and counting here for the Valiant.
One more.
This is it. The chant coming in from the fans in the stadium.
This fight's gonna decide it, because if the Atlanta win, it's, they don't even get there! The Valiants, a little bit of luck, a little bit of kismet, a lot of charisma, and they get the 0 off the board, thanks to a gift from the Atlanta Reign.
Pretty sure that was the man himself, Custa, with the boop to keep him off of the point. Masa,
yeah,
you're not allowed.
They were
Custa
hiding
with the plays.
So we have the overhead. They had the Hammond and I believe the Lucio on the side, waiting to touch, trying to stagger in and get a good fight. Custa comes up big. The Thunder from down under puts the Valiant on the board.
What a play, and there it is, a well-deserved victory for the Valiant. You go the distance, you come through in the clutch, you get the job done. And the Reign can't be too frustrated. I mean, yeah, you went the distance, but you still put up one hell of a fight today.
And it's such a big mental block to get over, right? Now there's no talk about, you have to, we don't want to be the first team to lose to Valiant, and then the Valiant can get over it. It's like, we gotta win, let's build on some momentum. It's all about stopping negative momentum, getting neutral, and then starting some positive momentum. I'm not gonna say they have positive momentum, I'm gonna say the Valiants are firmly in neutral, which is an upgrade.
So, we have Mica ready for an interview with Custa, the man in question. Let's go.
Thanks, guys. Everybody give it up for Custa of the LA Valiant. Congratulations. Yes, you deserve this. This is your day. You have gotten the monkey off your back. You got your first win in the book, so how does that feel?
Yeah, honestly, it feels great. Having that, 0-8 loom over you in a match like this, really hurts. I think you saw that a bit in map 2 and map 3. We just weren't playing like ourselves and like we have been. So it was really good by the boys to sort of rally at the end, the last 2 maps, really put it together.
Absolutely. It was phenomenal to watch and phenomenal to see that boop as he clutched it and took the win. It was great. Yeah. And now the next match that you have is the Battle for Los Angeles. It's a kind of a heavy one, but are you going to take this momentum and push forward and take that crown?
Yeah, we hope so. Honestly, we play really well against the Gladiators. We usually overperform. So if we can play like we usually do and then overperform on top of that, I think we can definitely beat the Gladiators. So we're coming for them.
Absolutely, and that will be the match of the week, which should be amazing. You heard it here first. Custa is going to put on a great show, right? I'm putting pressure on you right now.
No pressure.
So it's going to be super fun. Make sure you tune in. But for now, back up to you up in the caster's nest.
Thank you, Mica. And yes, Costa, congratulations on the win. He's there on the screen behind us still.
Yeah.
But that's it. Hex, they've broken it. The streak, it's over.
He's no longer too smart to play. Custa's back in the lineup, and he brings that team, brings a personality I think that team needs, right? Some positivity in the face of adversity. They went down pretty rough, but hey, able to pull it back.
Well, let's go ahead. I mean, we want to talk about Costa, but let's go ahead and hop in. Player of the match, presented to you by Omen by HP, and it happens to be a Valiant player, and it's going to be KSF.
KSF, a lot of doubters coming into this. Everyone says Valiant needs to upgrade their DPS, so we miss soon, but they had a really good Zarya. And early in the stage, I mean, Kareev was okay on it. I don't think it was anything to write home about, but KSF had some big plays, seemed always at high energy. And when KSF was on, that's the fight they were winning. He did so much damage. And I think this is something you can build on going forward. Their 3-3 looked much better today. And if he can keep Fate alive and let Fate play as aggressive as he wants to play with that Zarya management, I think it could actually be a dangerous team. The Valiant were never an 0-8 team, really. They weren't that bad. They just played bad. They had a tough schedule. Now you can see it turning around. There's still talent on the squad.
Oh, certainly there is. Custa's back on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But
I mean,
Izyaki's also really good.
Yes.
If Kareev on the bench, what a wealth.
No, that's super solid work from the Los Angeles Valiant. Congratulations to them picking up their first win. And so now, second match of the day is going to be coming up right after the break. It's going to be Boston Uprising versus the Hangzhou Spark. What do we expect there, Hex?
I'm going to map 5 and Boston reverse sweeps. How do you bet against it? How do you bet against it?
There you go. Boston. We'll see if they can do it right after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.